Hello and welcome to News Central Television. This is News Now with me, Joe Hansen. A quick look at some of the top stories for this hour. Bomb blast in Zamfara State claims multiple lives, injuring several others. Senate suspends tax reform bills, plans meeting with Attorney General to address disputes. And death toll in South Africa's Stilfontein mine shaft rises to 6. We have details of all these stories and more. Do stay with us. I am Joe Hansen. News Central now. This hour begins with security matters. A bomb explosion has claimed multiple lives and injured several others along the Gusau-Dansadao Road in Zamfara State. The device, reportedly planted by bandits, detonated on a busy stretch of the road, targeting travelers and residents in Maru local government area. Counter-terrorism expert Zagazola Makama disclosed the incident on his X handle, describing it as the second explosion on the route. Makama warned this marks a dangerous escalation in tactics by bandits who are now exploring explosives in addition to kidnappings, cattle rustling and armed attacks. The attack raises concerns about increasing insecurity in the region. Well, let's stay with security matters. Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Olufemi Oluyede, has restated the commitment of the Nigerian Army to prioritizing the welfare of its officers and men in order to improve troops' efficiency. This was made known when the General Officer commanding 3 Armored Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdul Salam Abubakar, presented electric motorcycles to 16 best performing soldiers of the division. News Central's Chizoba Anyongwe has more in this report.
At this event, 16 soldiers were honored with 16 electric motorcycles, 1 each, for exceptional performances in their various formations and units of operation. According to the General Officer commanding 3 Armored Division and Commander Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdul Salam Abubakar, it is a sustained initiative aimed at recognizing exceptional performances as part of the Chief of Army Staff's commitment to prioritizing troops' welfare.
The General Officer Commanding's presentation of these gift items today aligns with the current drive of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General O.O. Oluyede, towards sound administration and the welfare of troops. The division recently benefited from various interventions by Army headquarters aimed at enhancing troops' welfare, including the renovation and construction of new accommodation, new offices complex, and the provision of resources to enable personnel effectively carry out their duties. According
to him, the initiative is also aimed at improving the transportation challenges among these troops, as well as reduce dependence on fossil fuel by personnel.
The gesture of rewarding the deserving soldiers with electric motorcycles is aimed at reducing dependence on fossil fuel by personnel, while also underscoring the division's commitment to environmental sustainability. The electric motorcycles are both efficient and eco-friendly and will serve as a sustainable mode of transportation within the cantonment.
I will also like to thank the General Officer Commanding 3 Division, Commander Operation Safe Haven, for all his blessing and guidance upon all the soldiers of this cantonment. We thank you, sir, for your gift and your blessing. May Almighty God continue to be with you, sir.
The recipient soldiers were delighted at receiving the electric motorcycles, a gesture which will clearly motivate others to up their performances. From the 3 Division Maxwell Kobe Cantonment in Jos for News Central, Chizoba Anyongwe.
Well, still sticking to security matters, earlier on we told you about a bomb blast that took place in Zamfara. Well, currently joining me now is Mustafa Jafaru Kaura, a senior special assistant to the governor on broadcast media, press and Public Affairs. Thank you so much for being here on News Now. Let's quickly take a look at the bomb blast that took place in Zamfara. We do hear that many have been injured. Most importantly, multiple lives as well have been claimed or affected. The bandits, or you could say better still, the perpetrators are starting to use different tactics. Now, what can you tell us about the blast? First off, let's start off there. Let's get a clearer picture of what really happened there in Zamfara.
Yes, to say the least, it's a very unfortunate incident that is happening along Dansadao Road in Maru local government area of Zamfara State. There was the bomb blast about 2 days ago, and also yesterday another one occurred, not less than in a distance of less than 1 kilometer from the initial one that took place a day before yesterday. The bandits are now now embark on this dangerous and decisive move of planting explosives to innocent people. Initially, they planted that explosive in order to deter the security agencies, the Nigerian army and other security agencies fighting the banditry in Zamfara to reach out to their places where there was a distress call by the people of Ergaladima village, a suburb of Dansadau, just less than 2 or 3 kilometers to the Dansadau district of Maru local government area. But unfortunately, the army were not involved. They decisively, get away out of the bomb, and incidentally, one person came with his vehicle, and it exploded, and the man, Malam Abdulkader, incidentally died, very unfortunately. But this is an indication that the bandits, are now being overwhelmed. The heavy fighting power of the military, the community protection guards,
All right, we seem to have a little network connectivity issues there, but we did get some of the points being made concerning the recent bomb blast in Zamfara. Hopefully our guest gets to join us again so we can have more insight into what's really happening over there in Zamfara. But before we get back to that story, okay, let's see if it's back. All right, thanks for making it back. All right, go ahead. You were discussing about the death. First of all, what's the death toll? How many people were affected by this bomb blast? And was it an IED, or was it described? What really took place?
The earlier one, only one person involved. He's a commercial driver, and he was the only one that was involved. Nobody, and he died instantly there. The second one involved a passenger of a vehicle involving passengers, about 6 of them. One died, and then 3 also sustained a degree of injuries, and they were sent to Dansadao General Hospital for treatment. The State Commissioner of Police, Sheikh Mohammed Dalijan, yesterday granted interview to newsmen, telling them that their preliminary investigation showed that it is Lakurawa, a new set of bandits or criminals that is ravaging Sokoto, Kebbi, and probably they have now get their way to Zamfara. But of course, whether they are Lakurawa, whether they are the bandits or Ansaru, any name, they are bandits of whatsoever name. And the Zamfara state government, under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Dauda Lawal, is fighting criminal and criminality head-on in Zamfara in collaboration with the sister security agencies and community protection guard established by the Zamfara state government. And they are getting, they are now getting, successes, recording successes over the banditry in that area. I want to cast your mind back a little bit that those areas were the initial areas where this banditry activity started about 11 to 12 years ago. So they are predominantly there, and then the security agencies under the Operation Fansayama, and then that of the collaboration with the Forest government of community protection guards are now winning war against the bandits, and that is why they are now, devising this means of planting explosives to innocent people, and then people are become victims of their heinous crime.
Very, very sad situation there in the report, especially for those who lost their lives. I mean, it's unprecedented. But before I let you go, can you give us an update on what the security measures are currently like over there in Zamfara, especially at the areas where the bomb blast did take place?
The security agencies deploy more troops and equipment in those areas. And then the people are becoming very much vigilant now. The community protection guards, the local vigilante in the area are now working in synergy to get rid of these criminal and criminality elements in those areas. So the security has been beefed up so much between day before yesterday and yesterday in those areas, at least to restore confidence on the minds of innocent people that are traveling around the area and those that are harvesting their crops at the moment.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking with us, and we truly appreciate your time. We look forward to get more updates, and our condolences to all those who lost their lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Central News.
All right, away from security matters now, let's move on and tell you that President Bola Tinubu has returned to Nigeria after his official trips to France and also South Africa. The Nigerian Air Force One that conveyed Tinubu touched down at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at about 9:10 p.m. local time on Wednesday. The president was received by Abdullahi Ganduje, National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Femi Gbajabiamila, the Chief of Staff, Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nouri Madu, the National Security Advisor, among other top government officials. Tinubu was in France from November 27 to December 1 for a 3-day state visit at the invitation of his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron. On December 1, he left France for Cape Town to co-chair the 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Bi-National Commission BNC meeting alongside President Cyril Ramaphosa. We now head to the Parliament, where the Senate leadership has directed its Committee on Finance to suspend further action on the proposed tax bill pending the outcome of a high-level meeting with the Attorney General of the Federation. The Deputy Senate President, Barau Jibrin, who made the announcement during plenary, disclosed that a special committee has been constituted to address contentious issues in the bill, with the meeting scheduled for Thursday. The decision follows a series of deliberations by lawmakers aimed at resolving disagreements over key provisions in the proposed legislation. The contentious areas have sparked debates among stakeholders in the last couple of days. In addition, the Senate leadership announced plans to convene a special meeting to be held at the National Assembly and chaired by the minority leader to address all areas of disagreement. Well, earlier, an economist, Akin Fatuke, shared his thoughts on this development.
One of the most audacious, one of the most focused bills, piece of constitutional amendment to fiscal and journey since 1960. What I therefore know is that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration has taken yet another bold step to harmonize the collective of our bill. My fear is that they are perceptions and they are not realities. They have been simulated scientifically to tell you that my brothers and sisters in the northern part of the country are going to benefit more. For those who earn within a threshold, they are not going to be paying taxes. Who is not going to be happy about that? But for those who have been doing tax exemption and avoidance, who are the nobles rich, the people who ride the private jets and what have you, they will pay more taxes. That is how progressive taxation is supposed to be.
Well, let's stay with the Parliament now. The Nigerian Senate is stepping in to address rising frustrations over frequent flights delays and cancellations. It has directed its Aviation Committee to summon Minister of Aviation Festus Keyamo, NCAA Director General Captain Chris Najomo, airline operators, and other key stakeholders. This follows a motion by Senator Buhari Abdul Fatai, who emphasized the socio-economic toll of these disruptions and the eroding public trust in air travel. Lawmakers expressed concern over the impact on passengers and the aviation sector. The committee is tasked with investigating the root causes of these persistent issues and recommending solutions to improve the reliability of Nigeria's air travel system.
Mr. President, the Senate note from series of reportage from both the print and electronic media as well as the social media in the country, the instant delay and cancellation of flight by airline operator in Nigeria, which seem to be increased in recent time. Mr. President, also note that this development is worrisome, as air travel is one of the most reliable, dependable, and quicker means of transportation, often undertaken for business official purpose, and to keep to the scheduled appointment, which are usually time-bound. Therefore, unwarranted flight delay and cancellation will be counterproductive to the socio-economic growth and development of this country.
Nigerian airports are the only airports in the whole wide world where your flights are delayed without any explanation, without any apology. Your flights are cancelled without any apologies, without any announcement. And so I think that it is high time we take very stern stance on some of these issues, because it throws up the problem of our regulatory agencies.
We all have experienced delays and cancellation of flights in Nigeria. And it's not a comfortable situation in any country where these things happen. But Mr. President, I want to situate the conditions and the operating environment for our airline operators in Nigeria.
Mandate the Senate Committee on Aviation to invite the Honorable Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, airline operators, and other relevant stakeholders to, among other things, unravel the circumstances behind the incessant flight delays and cancellations with a view to finding a lasting solution to the problem.
It's time to go for a break now. When we return, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara denies allegations of excessive borrowing. We have that story and more in a moment. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. And now to politics. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has denied allegations of excessive borrowing by his administration. Speaking during the inauguration of the 11.8-kilometer Okeyi-Umuala-Iberi Road, Fubara clarified that the only loan his government has taken is a 200 billion naira facility for the construction of a 50-kilometer ring road project connecting 6 local government areas. He urged critics to verify the claim with Debt Management Office, emphasizing his administration's commitment to responsible governance. The newly inaugurated road serves as a critical link between Eche and Umuma local government areas, furthering infrastructure development in the state.
Contractor didn't disappoint us. Even when we are struggling to meet the basic need of government, what are the basic needs of governance? Protect the life of your people and their property, provide services. Even when they are working to make sure that we can provide services, we have to staff. We are determined to make sure that our people are happy. And we said, whatever it is that will cost us, we must make sure that we do this. Today, we are starting to showcase what we have done in those months when people are asking, what are we doing? Where is the fund? I'm happy to say here, I stand to be challenged. I have never borrowed. This administration has not borrowed. The only money we borrowed was the one we used in the ring road, and everybody is aware of it. Go and bring any paper. Go to debt office, debt management office, and check if we are asked for anything. We don't need it. What is important is the little we are getting, we are applying it rightly. You are aware of the situation that even while I'm still having difficulty with money, I paid salary, not just paying salary. We implemented the above 70%, 70,000 minimum wage. It's showing our commitment, showing our love for our people. So I want to assure you, we will not let you down. Continue to believe in one River State. Believe in Rivers first.
Let's now head to the courts, where human rights lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi has been arraigned before an Ekiti State Magistrate Court. Farotimi, who was arrested in Lagos on Tuesday by operatives of the Ekiti State Police Command, was brought to the court at about 10:25 a.m. Wednesday. The activist and lawyer is being prosecuted on a 16-count charge of defamation of character against a legal luminary, Afe Babalola. He was accused of having maligned and defamed the character of Afe Babalola in his recently published book titled Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. Farotimi's lawyer has confirmed that he was not granted bail. The Ekiti State Police Command has also confirmed Farotimi's arrest, stating that he was apprehended after failing to honor previous requests for questioning. The court has adjourned the case until December 10. The Nigerian Bar Association has called for the release of human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi over allegations of libel leveled against him. A statement by the president, Afam Osigwe, on Wednesday said his arrest was a breach of the rule of law. Contending that defamation had since been decriminalized in Lagos State, the NBA maintained that Farotimi's arrest was not only in clear violation of legal principles, but an affront to the rule of law. The association urged all law enforcement agencies to prioritize respect for human rights and adherence to the principles of legality. Earlier, legal practitioner and public affairs analyst Towo Osurawoja shared his thoughts on this development.
Basically, it's worrisome that he was arrested yesterday and was charged to court today. We want to commend the justice system in Ekiti State, whereby a charge was filed today and it was assigned to a magistrate same day, and the person was arraigned that same day. And surprisingly, the person was also denied bail that same day in an offense that is bailable in nature. I think the essence of discretion of the court does not really matter in this particular offense, because if you look at the punishment for the offense he's being charged for is less than 3 years, which is a misdemeanor offense and is bailable. Then secondly, you also look at the count one or the charge one of the charge. You discover that it was charged for conspiracy. Then you look at the charge again. Can one person conspire against himself, or can one person form the offense of conspiracy? These are issues that cause for concern when you look at the administration of criminal justice in Nigeria. And when you look at the way the police dive into issues. As a matter of fact, he was invited, yes, and he did honor the invitation. That is an issue that the police need to prove, because when you are invited by the police, irrespective of whatever reason, in as much the reason is disclosed in the letter of invitation, it is law-abiding. It is the duty of law-abiding citizen to honor the invitation. So these are issues that need to be looked at too.
Building a resilient business in a struggling economy like Nigeria has been a major concern for many business owners, hence the need for strategies by critical stakeholders to foster entrepreneurship in the country. Some Nigerian business owners believe building resilient industries starts with finding solutions to the challenges facing entrepreneurs. News Central's Omolola Ololade has more in this report.
At a time when many countries, including Nigeria, are going through economic uncertainty, building a resilient economy becomes paramount for elevating the economy to greater heights. This has once again brought to the fore conversations around building resilient industries at a business conference where critical stakeholders highlighted some of the challenges faced by business owners while creating practical solutions.
The call for building resilience is, it's very, very key to just get businesses through. We're ending the year, we're going into a new year, so we thought that it was a very timely message to encourage businesses to keep being resilient in tackling all of these challenges and finding creative ways to stay afloat.
Nigeria's present economic situation may have affected business owners as some companies have closed down while others struggle to stay afloat. Experts therefore emphasized on the need for companies, particularly manufacturing industries, to stay resilient at this difficult time.
Multinationals have left, which has been a shame, but that does not underestimate the significant opportunity that is still available for those that are willing to double down on investing in Nigeria. So it's having the foresight, having the patience, and having the skin in the game as Africans and Nigerians to stay and to take the challenges with the opportunities. But the ones that stay here for the long term will reap the rewards and will yield the returns that I believe is possible if you double down here.
In the face of these challenges, women entrepreneurs are at higher risk of doing business, especially as accessing funds have remained a major difficulty for them.
Women entrepreneurs are not risky. They're not riskier than their male counterparts. They're paying back their loans in record time. They're creating profits and revenue in record figures. So the business case, the justification is there. The data is there. The insights are there. The information is there that women should be invested in. They are prudent investors. They make meaningful decisions, not just for the business, for the family. And it's about time that we prioritize, as a global economy, investing in African women.
While challenges exist, Nigeria has the potential to build a resilient and prosperous economy with the right strategies, according to experts. In Lagos for News Central, I am Omolola Ololade.
The Managing Director of the Nigerian Port Authority, NPA, Abubakar Dantuhu, has reiterated his commitment to revitalizing the dilapidated infrastructure in Nigerian ports to ensure competitiveness in international trade. Abubakar Dantuhu disclosed this at the commissioning of the Maritime Workers Union Secretariat. Our maritime correspondent Nyoma Obi Aswalu was at the event and filed in this report.
It is the first time that a city managing director of the Nigerian Port Authority (NPA) will be visiting the Maritime Workers Secretariat. Abubakar Dantuhu, during his visit to commission the Secretariat Annex, promised to ensure increased cargo call in the ports, modernize the ports to compete in international trade, and ensure the welfare of maritime workers are met. Dantuhu further highlighted the importance of sound infrastructure in achieving port competitiveness, pledging to deliver the necessary infrastructure that meet Nigeria's domestic cargo needs and those of landlocked neighboring countries.
Can't be depending on a port that was built in 1977, which was Tinkan, and depending on a port that was built in 1958, which is Apapa. It's not possible for us to grow and participate more in international trade by depending on very old ports. So we need new infrastructures. We need new ports. We are going to expand and modernize the Tinkan and Apapa. The way it is going to be improved. This is the commitment of this present government. So in a not so distant future, you will see new events towards improving infrastructure in Apapa and Tinkan. That's the commitment of Mr. President and our own Minister of Blue, Marine and Blue Economy, and it will happen very soon.
President General of the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria and his executives commended the plans of the MPMD and took the opportunity to share their expectations.
Having this man at the helm affairs of Nigeria Port Authority, I have 100% confidence in his leadership quality, and I know he's going to do well because it's from the grassroots. So he's going to be one of the best MD and one of the best appointments made by Mr. President of this great country, because he never made mistake of appointing our own. When I say our own, it's from the House, it's from the Port Authority itself. He was a trainee under Port Authority before he climbed to be a managing director of the country, so of the port. So I have 100% in his leadership quality that is going to do more.
I want to say that the MD has made promises. For social gathering, one can see him as MD, but in the true essence of it, I think we have only a comrade leader who is welfare-oriented.
Stakeholders are with the reality of these promises in the days ahead. In Lagos, for News Central, Norma Obiaswalo.
Coming up next year on News Now, death toll in South Africa's Stilfontein mine shaft rises to 6. We have that story after the break. Welcome back. The news continues in West Africa, where Habib Moroni Kamara, the head of Guinean news website Le Révélateur 224, has been arrested by uniformed men in Conakry, Guinea's capital. Kamara's lawyers and the Union of Press Professionals of Guinea confirmed the arrest. Habib Moroni Kamara was kidnapped by security forces at around 8 p.m. on Tuesday in Lambaye in the suburbs of Conakry. The Union of Press Professionals of Guinea said in a statement. It called the arrest nothing other than an abduction and demanded his release. Kamara's arrest is the latest in a long series of crackdown on freedom of expression by the ruling junta, who seized power in 2021 coup. Let's go now to Central Africa, where rebels affiliated with the Islamic State group have killed at least 9 civilians in the latest attack in northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The attack occurred near Tinambo, around 25 kilometers north of the town of Beni in North Kivu province. The rebels slit their victims' throats and burnt down 15 houses. This is the second massacre in the region in just 2 days, with 14 civilians killed in a nearby village on Sunday. People in Namibia's capital, Windhoek, say that they are excited after Namibia's ruling Southwest Africa People's Organization SWAPO party was declared winner Tuesday of last week's disputed elections, ushering in the Southern African country's first woman president. Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah took just over 57% of ballots, followed by the candidate for the main opposition, Independent Patriots for Change IPC, with 25.5%. 72-year-old Nandi-Ndaitwah becomes the first woman to rule the mineral-rich Southern African country that has been governed by SWAPO since independence from apartheid South Africa in 1990.
Excited. Within Kwanangobe, we are very, very excited. You know, here as a mother, you know, we're looking, you know, from home. Mothers are the people that are taking care of our houses, and they are taking care of everything. So placing the country into her hand, it's a very, very in good, I mean, it's a in good hands.
It's a new feeling, like it never happened, so we're just waiting for the outcome, how the things will work. The expectations, I'm just expecting for better work opportunities, like for us not to be in the streets anymore like we were before. Just for change, because it's new, so we're expecting new things, yeah.
I'm feeling very great. It's something that never happened, which you see here all in other countries. But then I would like to experience how it feels, and for a lady to lead our country for the first time in history, it's really something else. Expectations, I was always a fan of Ms. Nitunga. Really, I've always a fan of her ever since I was here. Ever since she's just giving me that motherly vibe, that warm feeling of a mother. And ever since I lost my mom, I'm just seeing her as a role model also, and really, I think that's one of my main reasons I really vote for. So I hope she will really do the right thing, and we are all the way behind her as ladies and mothers and sisters and aunties and daughters.
6 bodies of illegal miners have been brought up to the surface in Stilfontein on Wednesday, with many more expected to be retrieved in the coming days. An unknown number of illegal miners remain underground. The retrieved bodies resurfaced with a note from the miners requesting assistance for those who had fallen sick and could possibly lose their lives. The note, written in Sesotho, said there were many ill people on the ground who could pass away at any moment. Meanwhile, the Pretoria High Court has allowed the community to take down food to trapped miners. Well, joining me now to discuss this, I have Nzukisi Sam, Sanco Northwest spokesperson. Thank you so much for being here at this very moment. Now, what is the efforts for the trapped miners? Are there any significant developments? We do hear that they've been granted the request to take food to them. What else has been added to that request and has also been granted?
Now, thank you so much. We appreciate and we are actually happy about the fact that finally we have been allowed to take food down there at least. But what is saddening is that we have been witnessing a lot of people who are reportedly, who are dead. In actual fact, we've been pulling people out from the hole who are dead. It's sad because we have made a very loud cry to the government to say we need these people to be assisted as soon as possible before we start experiencing the death that is reportedly about to occur down there. Now, what we are experiencing is exactly what we were trying to avoid. About 7 people have died already. And now, as we are sitting here, we just received a letter from underground, which was also reporting another dead body. As we speak, we are currently busy trying to retrieve that person from underground. Then we can try to find ways of rescuing the ones that are reportedly very weak and ill, who might die at any given point if we waste more time.
What's the main challenge? What's the challenge of rescuing these trapped miners that are on the ground? What's stopping the efforts from reaching them?
It's the resistance from the government, to be quite simple. It's the resistance in a sense that they have promised to assist about 4 weeks ago, but nothing has happened. So it's simply resistance from the government.
Oh, well, I think we do have a little connectivity issue there again. But I want to say thank you so much, Nzukisi Sam, Sancho North West spokesperson, telling us that while he was talking to us, reports just came that there's another dead body that's being lifted, especially from underground. Well, quite a sad development. We'll bring to you more updates in the course of our subsequent news bulletin. But in the meantime, still ahead, South Korea Defense Minister resigns following backlash of a brief imposition of martial law. Stay with us for this story. Outside the African continent now, South Korea's Defense Minister Kim Yong-hun has resigned, according to the president's office. His resignation comes after the brief imposition of martial law by President Yoon Suk-yeol sparked turmoil. Kim had allegedly proposed the declaration of martial law, which was quickly repealed after Parliament intervened. President Yoon has accepted Kim's resignation and nominated Ambassador Choi Byung-hyuk as the new defense minister candidate. In sports, the Confédération Africaine de Football has unveiled the top 5 nominees in each of the women's categories at the upcoming 2024 CAF Awards, as excitement mounts for the ceremony to be staged on the 16th of December 2024 in Marrakech, Morocco. The nominees for CAF Women's Player of the Year include Tabitha and Temwa Chawinga. That's from Malawi, Sana Msodi, all from Morocco, and not forgetting too Chiamaka Nadozie from Nigeria, and Barbara Banda from Zambia. Other categories recognize top goalkeepers, young players and coaches, as well as exceptional performances in continental competitions. The awards also honor national teams with Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia and the Cameroon on the 20 side among the nominees. Clubs such as TP Mazembe, AS FAR and Mamelodi Sundowns are in the running for Club of the Year. Manchester City ended a 7-match winless streak with a 3-0 victory over Nottingham Forest, moving back into the top 4 and reducing their gap to Liverpool to 9 points. Kevin De Bruyne played a crucial role, assisting Bernardo Silva's opener, scoring the second and setting up Jeremy Doku's third. Stefan Ortega made key saves, helping secure the win. Meanwhile, Arsenal defeated Manchester United 2-0 with second-half goals from Yurien Timber and William Saliba. Despite Manchester United's improvements, the loss was disappointing. On the other hand, Liverpool drew 3-3 with Newcastle, with Mohamed Salah scoring twice. Despite the setback, Liverpool remains 7 points clear at the top. Chelsea continued their strong form with a 5-wood win over Southampton, who remain at bottom as well of the table. And that's all the news we have for you for this hour. But before we go, a major look at some of the top stories for this hour. Very quickly, we told you this hour that bomb blast in Zamfara State has claimed multiple lives, injuring several others. Senate suspends tax reform bills, plans meeting with Attorney General to address disputes today. And that toll in South Africa's Stilfontein mine shaft rises to 6. You can watch News Central Television live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times at channel 274, OHP, Limex and other social media platforms. The ladies will be here at 10 as usual, and make sure you do not miss it for anything. I am Joe Hansen, thanking you for watching. Have a great morning.